Hey everybody. I've always enjoyed watching the YouTube um, where people get whatever it is, some lawnmower, uh, boat, jet ski, whatever it is, it's off the street or get it free, just to see will it run. And so anyway, I thought I would throw mine in here. I just picked up these two a few days ago. They were given to me free. Stipulation, I had to come pick them up, and obviously you can tell by the looks of them they've been sitting out a while. They were in like a trucking yard, and I don't have a lot of history on them. The guy that was there told me about it, but he said the Kawasaki here, he believes the engine's locked up. So I'm going to look at it. I'm hoping maybe the jet pump will crawl under there and see maybe if that's just bound up with something, or if the engine really is locked up. The other one, he told me that it was running and then it just quit running and they couldn't get it started back. So I've already taken the seat off of it, and since they said it was running, I thought I'd play with it first to see if I could get it running. But it doesn't look too bad in here. I could tell that it's had the carburetor off. It's not even that the hoses aren't even fastened back on it. Anyway, it looks like everything is here. The oil tank and the gas tank aren't strapped down. I don't know if these straps here belong to them or they're down here in the bottom someplace. They're probably down there. The box here is obviously has been there's missing screws, and it's not fastened down to the battery underneath it. So again, maybe there's bungee cords or something under there, but it's just, I noticed it's just loose. And I don't know, since the carb's been off, I don't know if it's everything's been hooked up back properly, hoses and everything. But anyway, like I said, they were free, so not too bad. I can't tell. I don't know if the camera's picking up, but I think they'll clean up pretty good with a pressure washer. I can't, like I said, I don't know if the camera's picking up just how dirty they are, but obviously they've been sitting out and not too bad a shape. But interesting, I've got two more in the garage there, but I don't know if you noticed when I walked out here. This is pretty interesting. It's got a hook to the battery here. Anyway, a battery maintainer already plugged into the thing. I don't know if that's picking up because of the shadows. Anyway, it's got a battery maintainer stuck to the side. So when I pull it in, I just went ahead. I don't know how good the condition the battery's in, so I plugged it in. It's been sitting plugged in 15-20 minutes. The Kawasaki's got one as well. This was sitting in the well here. I don't know if that works. Nice tool to come with it. The Kawasaki, we'll take a quick look at it. Like I said, I'm hoping that it's not. How do you get into this one here? Here we go. Sorry for the jerking camera and stuff. Trying to do it with one hand, it is hard. Let me just pull it off. See, it looks a little different, meaning it was out in trucking yard, but a lot of leaves and debris and stuff. I don't know if the camera's picking it up. Doesn't look too bad, but I haven't even tried to turn it over. Haven't done anything with it. So the whole tank is full. But anyway, by the looks of this, it is sit somewhere obviously where there was trees with the seat off. Maybe somebody's fooled with it. Spark plugs maybe rusted into the cylinders there, but Don't know anything more about them. Pretty good gouged there. I guess pretty much what you would expect. A lot of leaves and trash. And I don't know if I can do this one-handed, so I'm just going to leave it open. And I'm going to come around. Look at the Polaris here. Let's see what. Well, it doesn't even have a tub, so that's missing. I don't know, maybe they replace fuel and oil lines or something. Here's maybe the gas tank or battery, but anyway, I have no idea what they look like underneath. Not too bad. I don't see. Oh, Polaris doesn't look too bad, at least on the front end. I'll make my rounds back over there to the Kawasaki, but what I saw didn't look good. Again, I'm not seeing anything I don't see anything. There's look like some nests and stuff in there, so you know, like I said, maybe something was just sucked up into the pump and bound it up. Maybe that engine is good, but it looks good, except let's see. Let's get down under here. Maybe it's not as bad as I thought. It looked pretty bad on the other side, but yeah, there's a pretty good, can't see it from this side, but it's here something pretty good. Can you see that right there? I don't know, but I don't know anything about the Kawasaki's. If any of you know anything, again, these is pretty interesting. They've got these on the side, battery maintainers. I'll have to get a battery for this one, or put one in just to borrow one from the other to see if it'll turn over. But anyway, I've got to get the Polaris off the trailer, and I already have two in the garage that I'm working on. The main one here is this WaveRunner. I picked it up pretty cheap, wasn't running, and played with it for a little bit, got it running. But I went ahead and took the carbs off after I got it running. I haven't put them back in because I'm going to have to remove this carburetors under here, so I was able to get them out, and I cannot get them back in, so I don't know how to take this off. I'm going to figure it out to make it easier to put the carburetors back in. But anyway, had to replace, like I said, I got it, it wasn't running, and wouldn't even turn over, nothing would happen, so I played with it. It was a starter solenoid that was out, replaced it, so it started acting like it was firing up, but it wasn't getting any gas. So there was two things. If you can see here, the fuel filter, what they had here was like a John Deere Ryder fuel filter, and it was, so there must have been a hairline crack or something, because it was not sucking any gas in there. It would run, I filled it full of gas, and then it would run just that gas, but it wouldn't pull any more. So I ordered a new one, put that on there, and the other thing I did, the fuel selector was broken, so it wasn't running or working, so I redid that, or bought another one, put that in, put the fuel filter in, and boom, it fired right up. So so obviously happy about that, but took, like I said, I got to get the carbs back in. Took them, clean them, and get those back in and clean it up. You can see it's set outside as well. It's pretty nasty, but this one I did pay for as no runner, and so at least I've gotten it running here in the garage, and just need to get the carbs back in it. He said it has 200 hours on it. That's not too bad. I think 300 is supposed to be like this standard before you start having to redo things. But then I've got this here. It's not running. I think the timing is off. I have rebuilt the carbs, messed with everything on it, but it just doesn't sound right when I throw some fuel in the carburetor. It'll crank up, but it just, so I've started the process of took the carburetor back off, and the oil pump getting down. It's the rotary valve, so I'm hoping maybe I just need to set the rotary valve, but my biggest fear is probably it's the gear. Maybe it's been stripped and probably fallen off down into the bottom of the engine, but I don't know. Haven't gotten that far with it, but I'm kind of focusing on the WaveRunner, and obviously now I've stopped and look at these two I got for free. I have one other that came with a WaveRunner. I wanted the trailer, and this WaveRunner, and I believe it's an XP CD, was sitting on the trailer, so I got those two, neither one running, and I got that. Basically had to get it with a trailer, the double trailer that these are sitting on out there. But anyway, the other one, I have it in the backyard. It didn't come with a motor. There it is, 951. Obviously it's got some cylinder head damage, but not bad. Oh, it's this one. Yeah, now I'm looking at it. So I know this is the way I got it. I don't know how long it's been sitting out, so dirt, dust, everything's probably all down into the bottom. Everything else, carburetors, are in this bag. So, and exhaust and everything is still in the sea-doo out in the back. So one day, I've never done any kind of engine rebuild, pistons or anything like that, so I may end up parting this out, selling the hull. I don't know. But the carburetors, I did take them apart. They're in good shape, and but that's where we are. But anyway, let me see what I do with the key. Let's just see if this will fire up out here. I guess I'm gonna see if I've got any spark first. And I'm going to see if I can set you up out here while I try to fire this thing up. Let's see. I'm gonna, well, yeah, I'm gonna take these out. Let me get a spark plug, remove those, and just see if I can get it to turn over. See if it's been plugged up. Like I said, I don't know how good the battery is. I had the key somewhere. What did I do with it? Maybe I set it down. Another thing, I want to get it off the trailer and put it on these cars. I got this idea. I built these watching a guy off YouTube who built these and said they worked well, held up good. He even stood up on it after he'd built it and got on his sea-doo, and so takes it less space. I can get them in here without the trailer, still park my vehicles in here. So pretty cool that I built those. I built these a few months ago, and they're still holding up well. Well, this is, oh, here we go. set them down over there. So I'm just going to see if this will fire up, turn over, let's see what happens. I guess first I'm going to, I apologize, I don't even know if you're getting to see anything. I'm seeing the sun is bright and I'm holding this phone camera here, so I don't even know if I'm actually pointing to what I'm showing you. You get the spark plugs out. It'd be great if these things actually ran. Clean them up real good. I don't know, it's pretty expensive to replace the stickers and stuff like that on it, but they're really weathered. They look pretty bad. I've also seen videos, these are pretty weathered here, you see, but I've also seen the videos where put a heat gun to it. So again, I'll put a heat gun to that and get the color back into all the plastic. Just can't do a lot for the rest of it outside of cleaning it up. Let's see if I could do this one-handed. I don't know if I can't. Alright, so I'm gonna see if I can set you up here so I may not be able to. We'll see. How's that? That work? Let's see if I got any spark first. I can tell, like I said, the box has been off. It's missing screws, so somebody's been inside of it. Had the carbs off, so somebody's worked on it, played with it. But they said it turned over. It's not locked up. I'm not even sure. Do I need to take both of them out? I guess so. We'll see if it's getting any spark there. See if they even turn over. I have no idea what's going to happen here. Nothing. So, I guess obviously that is not surprising. The battery is dead. So, let me get a jumper box out here and see if that will do anything. This off. That's disappointing. Battery's not working. Get this off. Alright, let me get a jumper box. See if hooking that does anything. Okay, this is another day. I left off there. I was getting nothing when I was pressing the starter button. So I quit and came back to it another day, and I did it without filming it. So I'm going to go back over what I did. I think I've narrowed it down what the issue is, but I want to show you what I did. So obviously not getting anything happening when I press the starter. So you can see I got a tester here, and I just attached it to a bolt on the engine there. So I went over here to see if it was getting power, and you can see it light up. So I was getting power, and so what I did then is I followed this cord, wire, whatever, you can see all the way, and pulled out the starter button. So I'll show you what I did. So it turned out, and I apologize, it's really windy. I don't know if it's getting into the, messing up the sound here, but it's really windy. So I'll show you what I did. It turned out the starter button, I guess since these jet skis have been sitting out so long, was corroded, and I believe this is still corroded in here because now it will start over, crank over, with no lanyard in. So that must be corroded. I'll have to take that off. But I'm going to mount you again on the back of the ski and show you what I did real quick. So apologize for the herky-jerkiness of this, but if I can get it on here. Alright, hopefully that's good enough. So like I said, I followed it through, and there's just a screw on the outside here. So I reached under here, and I'm going to put it back in too tight. So let me get some pliers real quick. So I unscrewed this, followed the wire, pulled it through. Alright, so what I did then in here, it's just pushing a button here. This is just unscrews. So there's two prongs inside here. I don't know if you can see it. I don't know if it's focusing on it. When I put the tester light on it, I was getting nothing. There was no power going to the start button. So do now, you can see the light. So I'm getting power to it. All I did was took a little sandpaper, scraped it off. It was a lot of corrosion in there, and there was a little plate here as well. Kind of just sanded it off, cleaned off the corrosion, and just set it back on there. So that took care of that issue as far as the starter. But the issue now is, let me go ahead and put this back in. Alright, so that took care of that issue. Now it'll turn over. What I realized then is I'm not getting any spark to the spark plugs. So I have a tester. I'm not going to bring it out and show you that, or you know, you can take the spark plug, you can see anywhere on YouTube, leave it screwed in, place it down as I tried to do earlier. I'm not getting any spark, so I guess that leaves the stator. So that'll be my next video. I don't know anything about it, so I'm going to pull the cover off, and it'll just be maybe, hopefully, a lot of corrosion, maybe some, you know, clean off some contact points or something, I'm not sure, but that's where I'm going to leave it. One thing I haven't done, probably should have been on the front end, is I haven't checked the compression. So I've got a compression tester, and I'll go ahead and check that. I don't know if I said earlier, when I first got these, since they've been sitting out so long, I poured a little transmission fluid down the cylinder heads there and let it sit for a few days before I tried to turn it over or anything. But hopefully the compression will turn out good, and then I'll just have to find out condition of the stator. I have no idea what they cost, what I'm looking at there. So again, I'm hoping that that'll turn out to be nothing. This thing will fire right up, and the only thing left, hopefully, is to clean it up on the outside, give it a good bath, and see if I can get it out on the water in the spring. Alright, so let me see, I don't know if you can see that. Let's see what I'm getting. I have not done this yet, so you'll be seeing it first time. 120. I don't think that's that good, so I'd like to see it. Like to have seen it up around the 150 mark. I'm assuming that's what it should be. I did take the heads off. I can't remember if I had done that earlier. Told you, but I did take the heads off. Took a look at the actual pistons, and looked really good. So there's no damage there. Everything, the rings, everything looked good. Make sure I get it in there good. Hands are kind of greasy, so if I didn't have it screwed in tight enough. Got this from AutoZone. I'm used to just pressing the button and it immediately releases the pressure. This just slowly goes back down. Let's see what I get out of this cylinder then. Wait till it goes all the way down. Alright. Exact same, 120. So I don't know. I haven't looked up any of the specs on the Polaris, so like I said, I'm just assuming that's not the ideal pressure compression rate. But anyway, that's what I did. I'm going to stop there, kind of close this video, but like I said, I'll do a video on the stator. I'll pull that cover off, and like I said, hopefully there's just a lot of corrosion in there, and we get that cleaned up. Hopefully I don't have to go the route of finding another stator. So anyway, I appreciate you watching, and if you got any run through anything like this before, anything similar, you know, you've had a different answer than the stator or something, then let me know down in the comments. Okay.